Hi, this is Kristen with Shifting Roots, and today I'm going to show you my seed starting setup right here. And I'm going to talk a little bit about all the things that I did right this year and some of what I did wrong and how you can do it better next time. This year I've been focusing on annual flowers and upping my vegetable seed starting game. My most successful plant has been apricot and white stalk flowers. They're really strong and healthy, and I'm very proud of this growth. I also took a chance on planting Icelandic poppies. They don't like to be transferred, but these seed starting planters have really worked out well. They're made from newsprint and they're totally free to make, and you just plop them into the ground and the roots don't have to be touched with your plants. My other poppies are going kind of crazy, and I'm not really sure if they are going to transplant well into the soil come spring. My dark red snapdragons from Flore have been doing really well. But my Madam Butterfly ones, not so much. I also planted white marigolds for the first time, and they're growing like gangbusters. Look how nice and healthy those plants are. I really had trouble with my marigolds this year. The seeds I saved, the germination didn't take very well, but the ones that did come up are fantastic. You can see here I've actually had to take this marigold off. It already bloomed. For years, I've really struggled with growing cruciferous vegetables, and finally I have some broccoli seed starting plants that are really good looking. This year what I did was, when the seedlings started looking leggy, I just planted them deeper, and now there are these fairly healthy ones that you see here. I'm also experimenting with making my own type of lettuce starters, and these guys are proving that it's a good idea. I started them about 2 weeks ago, and they're getting to quite a nice little size to use. Part of the reason that I'm doing so many starters this year is because I have a really overgrown garden space. This is my third year of planting in it, and I'm still finding it difficult to get my vegetables that I start from seed to do really well. So I've decided that I need to try and start as many transplants as I possibly can. Now, can I get these from the garden center? Absolutely. However, it's really expensive, so it's been a lot cheaper to seed start them this year. These are my tomato seedlings that I started at the 6 weeks to my last frost date point. They're looking really healthy, unlike this tomato jungle that I have behind me here. I started these tomatoes about 9 weeks before my last frost date, and I think it's far too early. I'm really pleased with how these plant looks, and I think they have great thick stalks, but these need to go out now. Not in 3 weeks like they're supposed to. I've also had really good success with these pepper plants. My favorite pepper plant to plant is the Hungarian wax pepper because it's really easy for beginners. I started these peppers at about the 10 weeks to the last frost date point, and they already have these flowers and buds on them. I can't believe I already have a full blooming flower. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to pinch them. Which, let's be honest, pinching flowers feels a little bit painful. I've also got dahlia tubers getting started. I live in zone 3, so I need a head start on these flowers. My nasturtiums are growing really well, maybe almost too well. These might be a bit too big, but I'm gonna put them out anyway. I started these Cosmos and Orach a little bit earlier, thinking that with their long growing season, they would need the time. But as you can see, they're quite tall already, and I probably could have started them later. I have lots of windows in my house, but it's a small house, and grow light space is precious. So I actually use every single window I've got coming to me. This area, we're in the bathroom, and I'll show you what I've got growing here. These Pumila zinnias are so easy to grow. They came up no problem, and these plants are nice and healthy. Now we're heading outside so I can show you my last seed starting experiment. For the last 2 years, I've been experimenting with winter gardening techniques. It's called winter sowing, and it uses milk jugs, but the way I do it in my zone 3 area, I just think of it as milk jug gardening because I'm not actually putting out the jugs in the winter. These are all the milk jugs that I have planted with different vegetables and flowers. I've tried zinnias, calendula, poppies. I have marigolds, different types of lettuce, spinach. You can even see some of the cress that's starting to work in this milk jug. One of the things I've learned the hard way this year is that if it's a really dry year, you're going to need to actually add some water to your milk jugs once it becomes spring. That's everything for my spring seed starting gardening tour. Next time I'll be sharing how I'm going to take this overgrown mess and make it beautiful. Bye-bye. Remember to like and subscribe, and definitely share this video if you found it helpful.